Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's tutorial is going to be for my favorite scrunchie base. It is made up of the puff stitch. It is thick and it hides the hair tie really well. This scrunchie was made just using single crochet as a base. As you can see, even when it isn't stretched out, you can see the hair tie underneath. This is another example where you can see it already without it being scrunched. This is one that I made where I put in a ton of puff stitches. It does help that the yarn is such a dark green and the hair tie is black. That helps it blend in. This one was made with a lot. It's super hidden. This one I should have added in way more. It's all good when it's unstretched. Very visible. So this one I should have added in so many more, countless more. And then this one, I kept my tension so loose on this one. I think if I would have had tighter tension plus some more puff stitches, then this would be hidden when it's stretched. I also think sometimes it doesn't hurt to have a matching hair tie. I think this would have come out really well if there was a light pink or a white hair tie in the center of this. She could have definitely used with tighter tension and more stitches. You will need any weight yarn, the corresponding size hook, scissors, tapestry needle, and a spare hair tie to work into. We're going to begin by taking the tail of our yarn and making a slip stitch. Then we're going to pop that on our hook. Now we're going to grab our hair tie and we're going to hold the yarn above the hair tie. Our hook's going to be in front, closest to us. Our finger is going to be behind. Our yarn is on top. So now we're going to insert our hook into our hair tie and we're going to grab the yarn and pull it through. And now we're going to make a simple slip stitch. I find that it helps to hold the hair tie like that on each side, just to help you keep your grip, keep your tension. And now we're going to chain 2. So we're going to make our first puff stitch and you're going to begin by yarning over, and then you're going to insert your hook into the hair tie, grab the yarn and pull it through, and you want to hold the stitches nice and tight. I like to hold them off to the side. It keeps them nice and taut or tight. And we're going to yarn over for the second time, insert our hook, grab the yarn, pull it through, keep it nice and tight and high, yarn over and insert our hook and grab a loop for the third and final time, pull it through. And so now we're going to yarn over for a final time, but let's just count how many loops we have on our hook. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So yarn over and pull through all 7 of those loops. First puff stitch completed. You're going to yarn over, insert your hook, and you're going to pull through a loop 3 times. So repeat that 3 more times. Yarn over, insert, pull through, yarn over, insert, pull through. And how many do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yarn over, pull through all 7. And so you're just going to repeat that many, many times. And how many times you repeat that is determined by your yarn and the hook that you're using. And so it could be 50 times, it could be 75, it could be 30. I will check back in with you when I am near the end of my scrunchie so I can show you how I kind of slide the yarn around to fit in as many stitches as possible. I wanted to pop back in and show you how my hand positioning is now that I'm about halfway through. You're really just wanting to keep the hair tie as secure as possible. You don't want it, like, you want it to be working with you, not against you. So I find that kind of working off to the side almost helps me control my tension working into, a stretchy, floppy hair tie. And so I'm really holding it, I don't know, kind of like I want to shoot a rubber band maybe. I'm holding my yarn and my rubber band, with my left hand. And instead of working upwards like you usually would, I'm really holding my hook off to the side. I just am finding that really helps me with tension. Hopefully that tip helps. Alrighty, so I've reached this point in my scrunchie where I have not shifted my work at all. I haven't stretched out the rubber band. And so now I'm going to take the last stitch that I made and I'm just going to slide it as much as I can. And now I have almost half a hair tie to cover again. So I'm going to continue working and I will meet you again near the end. Alrighty, I've reached that point again. And so now I'm going to take both sides of my work and I'm going to pull them both away from each other. Squish, squish, slide, slide. Now I have a little bit more of the hair tie that I have to cover, so I'll meet you at the end again. Alrighty, I have reached the end again. Now I'm going to be holding my finger against the first stitches that I made and slightly pulling that away just to keep that space open to make these final few stitches. But at this point, if you were really good about sliding your work around to the sides, then you don't have to fight tooth and nail to get every little bit of this covered. Oh, the focus is so bad. I'm so sorry, you guys. All right, I'm making my last stitch. Alrighty, so I've finished my scrunchie. And now if you go and look at your beginning work, you'll be able to see your chain 2 that you made right there. You're going to skip that and slip stitch into the first puff stitch that we made. All right, and here she is. Obviously, when you stretch it out, there's a little bit, but she's pretty good. I could keep going, but I am super happy with how that looks. I just love the super full look that this gives it, and it doesn't look super crocheted. Even though I am a crocheted girly, I don't love it when everything looks super crocheted, which is why I love the puff stitch for the base of my scrunchies. And so now for your second row, you can do the exact same thing. You can chain 2 and start creating puff stitches into every stitch that we just did. And if you want it to have a slightly more ruffled look, then go ahead and put 2 into each stitch all the way around, and that's going to give you that nice ruffly shape. You can also work 2 double crochets into every stitch around if you don't want it to be fully puffy, if you want it to have that nice crocheted look. This is the fun part where you get to play around and customize your own scrunchie. Your options are endless. Let your creativity fly. And so let me just work you through the choices that I made from my scrunchie. I did all of the puff stitch that you saw before, and then I did 2 more rows of puff stitch in this light orangey yellow color and then in this red orange color. When you are making your puff stitches, Before, we were pulling up a long loop that was probably up to the height of a double crochet. These ones, I was just pulling it up to a height of a single or a half. I wanted them to be smaller little puff stitches. I didn't want my scrunchie to be too big, but I knew I wanted 3 rows. The last step is going to be to weave in your ends. Mine looks messy because of the specific yarn that I chose, but really this is super duper easy, and it is so forgiving if you make a mistake. You will take your yarn and you're just going to go in through all of these puff stitches. It's going to feel like you're sticking your needle through a big tube. There we go. Put your tail through the needle. Oops. And you're just going to continue weaving in that way. Just sticking your needle through. It's going to feel like a big tube. If it comes out, it's going to be hidden. It's so forgiving. And if you made any more rows, you'll just weave like normal. So that's my finished scrunchie. Here's how it looks when it's stretched out. As you can see, you can kind of see it every once in a while, but really it's pretty darn hidden. I really hope you guys enjoyed. I would love to see your scrunchies if you want to tag me on any social medias at Lucky Day Crochet. There might be some dots, but I'll put all of my socials below in the description. I'd love for you to tag me. I'd love to see your finished products. That was the tutorial, guys. I really hope that you enjoyed it. I love this base of the scrunchie, and I hope that you guys too. Please let me know down in the comments if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, and I'll try my best to get back to you as soon as possible. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really, really appreciate it. Bye!